Yes, it's coming. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Hi, all the fans. Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry indeed for show up a little bit late, but it's just a thrilling moment. Everyone in Thailand and around the world, especially in Asia, waiting for. Tonight I got a very beautiful guest. Okay, she is a very pretty lady. A lot of people in Thailand saw her picture, but today I will bring inside of her to for you to get to know her more. All right, and my guest tonight is no one else but gorgeous Perpetua Smith from.
Monica.
Okay, Perpetua, mind you introduce yourself and talk to your fans and my fans as well.
Introduce myself. Hi, my name's Perpetua Smith. I am based in New York. I plan on moving to Thailand next year in March. I have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, 3 certificates, and I'm a pharmacy technician right now. I focus on education. That's my main goal in life, is to basically learn and grow as a human being. And I'm a advocate for just having experience and learning and growing to become a better person and make a bigger impact on the world.
Wow. Uh, it seemed a little bit serious.
It's not that serious. I have fun. I do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me know a little bit about your childhood a little bit because a lot of fans asking me if you're full blood Asian or you halfy.
So, my mother was born and raised in Thailand. My dad is American. Um, my mom moved here when she was 9 years old. She went to school and she met my dad when they were in their 20s. They got married and had me 4 years later.
Okay.
So I am half Thai. My mother is full Thai. She
Right.
grew up there.
Right. Mm-hmm. So anyway, are you Thai conversant? I mean, can you speak a little bit of Thai?
I can only speak very little bit. I can get here and there. I can tell people where I'm from, kind of. I took 3 semesters of Thai at a school in New York City. Unfortunately, it got too expensive for me, so I couldn't pursue it. That's going to be the most difficult thing when I do move to Thailand, is going to be learning the language. But research shows that the most effective way of learning the language is immersion. So I'm super excited about that, but that is definitely something that I need to work on, is the language.
Right. So, from your bio, I really admire you. Really, a good student. So, I really wonder, where did you get your inspiration from to pursue your study? For all the fans, as Peppy mentioned before, she already got her master at 24 years old. So, quite, quite an achievement. Okay. So, let me know. So, what keep you learning and learning?
So I like to consider myself a professional student. It's something that I've always enjoyed. I've always been good at it, and it's always helped me understand more people in life. I have a bachelor's of science in marketing with a concentration in digital marketing and marketing communications, and I have a concentration in sports and service marketing. I also have a minor in international studies, and then I have my master's in business administration. I recently got a creative director certificate from the International Fashion Academy in Paris because I wanted to expand my business degree more towards fashion.
Mm,
And then when I've decided to commit to Thailand, I wanted to be able to help the youth over there and underprivileged kids. So I ended up getting certified as a TEFL instructor, and that's basically, it qualifies me to teach English as a foreign language abroad. I got that from the TEFL Institution of Ireland in August. So those are.
right. So it seems you already got certificate on teaching. So have you ever tutoring any student over there or any kids over there?
So the most teaching I've done when it comes to children is I coached. So I coached gymnastics for, I want to say, 7 years. Um, so I coached kids from ages like 2 to 14, basically just training them to exercise their bodies and their minds. I taught them discipline and just how to have fun and to do the amazing things that they could do with their bodies. That's the most teaching I could say I've done with kids. I've worked with kids a lot, but the language certificate definitely is going to make a difference in being able to sit in more of a school structure and behind the desk.
Right. I'm wondering, you actually used to be a um, competitive gymnast, right? When you were
Mm-hmm.
young. All right. So how long have you been doing that? Doing some gymnastics?
Yeah, so I was a gymnast for 16 years. I was a competitive gymnast. I went to states every year. I could show you. There's the.
Yes. Wow.
We'll take a tour. We'll take a room tour.
Please.
Um, so those are my crowns. I don't know if you can see my
Uh-huh.
crowns from pageants, but that's all gymnastics. I have ribbons from swimming. And then this wall, let me turn on my light. Oh wait, my light is on. So this wall
Mm,
is my gymnastics wall. I
mm,
did 16
mm,
years.
mm,
There's some beauty pageant trophies. There's more gymnastics trophies.
mm,
But yeah,
mm.
so I did gymnastics for a little bit. I was competitive. It was something I loved. It was my, oh, sorry, I'm
So
looking at that.
I got some curiosity because you got a very good, academic record as I knew, and I'm wondering, did you go to university on scholarship, like on the gymnastics scholarship?
So no, I actually, unfortunately, I broke my back my junior year of high school. So that kind of put a damper in my gymnastics. I didn't quit though. I still kept going. And then I broke it a second time my senior year. And then I was like, you know what? If I break it a third time, I'm not going to be walking. So I quit. And then I started coaching it because I simply couldn't give it up. It was such a big part of my life that
Mm,
it was impossible. However,
mm,
I did really well in school. So I ended
mm,
up getting a full scholarship for my undergraduate degree. I didn't have to
mm,
pay for anything for my undergrad. Everything was taken care of, my food, my housing, my tuition. It was amazing. So I
mm,
didn't have to take out a single loan. And during those 4 years of my undergrad, I was able to save up enough money to pay for my master's in full. So
mm.
I've never had to take out a loan, and I don't have any student debt.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Even though I just knew you today, I'm so proud of you indeed. Mind you, if I translate into Thai, so all Thai fans would realize what we're talking about. Okay, สวัสดีครับแฟนๆก็คือน้องเพปพี่นะครับอายุ24ปีนะครับน้องน่ารักมากๆดูความธรรมชาติของน้องเห็นไหมคือก่อนเข้ารายการก็ถามว่าเนี่ยอยู่ที่ไหนเนี่ยอยู่ที่สตูดิโอหรือเปล่าน้องบอกไม่เลยอยู่ที่ห้องนอนอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะครับคราวนี้ตะกี้น้องเขาพาทัวร์นะดูถ้วยรางวัลดูเหรียญนะน้องเขาเป็นนักกีฬายิมนาสติกนะคะ16ปีนะแต่ว่าเขาต้องเลิกเพราะว่าเขาเรียกอะไรตกนะ แล้วก็คือเจ็บหลังนะครับคือเขาใช้คำว่าเอ่อ broke back เนอะคือไม่รู้ภาษาจิมนาสภาษาไทยอ่ะมันคือยังไงหลังหักเลยเหรอมันคือแบบเขาบอกว่าเขาโดน2 ครั้งเลยไงถ้าครั้งที่3เขาอาจจะพิการเขาก็เลยต้องเลิกนะครับแต่ว่าปัจจุบันเขาก็ยังสอนเด็กๆอยู่นะครับแล้วเขาบอกว่าถ้าไม่เล่นยิมนาสติกเลยอ่ะโหเหมือนชีวิตมันขาดเลยไปแล้วมันแบบเป็นส่วนหนึ่งในชีวิตเขารักยิมนาสติกมากนะคะแล้วก็เขาก็มีเหรียญอีกด้านหนึ่งก็คือว่าว่ายน้ำ เขาค่อนข้างที่จะแบบ versatile นะทำได้หลายๆอย่างนะครับแล้วก็เป็นคนที่เรียนเก่งนะก็ได้ถามเขานะคะบอกว่าเนี่ย ได้ข่าวว่าเป็นคนเรียนเก่งเนาะเข้ามหาลัยเนี่ยได้ทุนกีฬาแบบยิมนาสติกเข้าไหมน้องเขาบอกว่าเปล่าก็คือว่าเผอิญว่าน้องเขาเรียนดีก็คือว่าเขาก็ใช้ผลการเรียนเนี่ยแหละก็คือเข้าเรียนตีแบบไม่ต้องเสียเงินเลยได้ full scholarship แต่ไม่ใช่แบบทุนกีฬานะครับคือทุนจากผลการเรียนนะครับนะแล้วก็เขาก็ทำงานเก็บเงินเนาะแล้วก็จ่ายค่าเล่าเรียนโทแบบเต็มเวลานะครับคราวนี้เขาก็ถามน้องเขาว่าน้องเขาเนี่ยเป็นลูกครึ่งไทยต่างชาติหรือว่าเป็นไทยแท้ๆน้องเขาบอกว่าคุณแม่เนี่ยย้ายมาอยู่อเมริกาตั้งแต่9 ขวบนะครับแล้วก็แล้วสักพักก็เจอคุณพ่อก็แต่งงานกันแต่งงาน4 ปีก็มีน้องนะครับก็น้องก็ถือว่าเขาเป็นลูกครึ่งไทยเพราะคุณแม่เนี่ยเป็นคนไทย100%นะครับแล้วน้องเขาบอกว่าเขาจะย้ายมาเมืองไทยนะครับมีนาปีหน้านะคราวนี้เนี่ยก็ได้ถามน้องเขานะก่อนเข้ารายการว่าแล้วมันต้องตาม requirement เนี่ยมันต้องมาก่อนเท่าไหร่ถึงจะสมัครได้น้องเขาบอก6 เดือนคราวนี้น้องเขาคาดหวังว่า Miss Universe Thailand เนี่ยจะประกวดประมาณตุลาโก้ก็บอกว่าเหรอเท่าที่โก้ทราบมามันจะกรกฎานะน้องเขาบอกก็ไม่เป็นไรกรกฎาก็ปีหน้าก็ได้ถ้าสมมุติปี22ไม่ทันเขาก็33เวลายังมีอยู่คือเห็นไหมคือ attitude น้องเขาแบบชิลๆอ่ะก็ว่ามันน่ารักอ่ะคือแบบโอเคอ่ะคือแบบเขามีความยืดหยุ่นอ่ะในชีวิตนะก็ว่าดีนะครับนะแล้วก็ถามเกี่ยวว่าทำไมแบบถึงเอาอินสปิเรชันไหนถึงแบบชอบเรียนหนังสือคือเขาก็บอกว่าเขาก็เป็นคนชอบเรียนอยู่แล้วอะไรเงี้ยตั้งใจอะไรทำอะไรก็ดีคราวนี้เพื่อนๆคนไทยนะครับถ้าอยากมีคำถามอะไรนะครับส่งเข้ามาเป็นภาษาไทยได้นะเดี๋ยวโก้ถามน้องเพปปี้ได้นะครับนะเดี๋ยวโก้ได้เข้ารายการนะครับ so Peppy, I'm wondering about your latest post. It seems that you promote body positivity. Do you have any issue on this that you can share to other fans?
Sure. Body positivity isn't my main platform. My main platform is education, but body positivity falls into a bubble under education because it's something that needs to be learned and accepted worldwide. I always grew up with, I'm hitting things. I always grew up with wider shoulders because I was a gymnast. I've always been built with more muscle on my body. I haven't always been a twig my entire life. I've always been able to hold my own. I'm 5'10". I've always been one of the bigger girls. And I've always, it was something that I've always been self-conscious about because the new wave is the tiny girls who are skinny, or in America, there's a new wave for the more voluptuous girls where I don't fit into that category either. So growing up, body dysmorphia is a real struggle that I think most people probably experience at least once in their life. And it's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and not like what you see. So it's about learning to love yourself, to surround yourself with people who actually care about you, and to care about yourself. To understand that your body does amazing things for you. Your body breathes. You're alive because of your body. It's an amazing thing. So I understand that it's hard to sometimes accept who you are on the outside, but once you get to the point where you do appreciate what you can do, it's a lot easier to love your own body.
I mean, I love your post. Okay, that's why I'm asking, and I'm wondering, did you follow Miss Universe 2021 in Israel? And
I did. I actually followed her a lot. This was probably one of the first pageants I really, really paid attention to because there's so many different things going on in the world and there's just a lot. But her platform particularly was amazing for especially a Miss Universe platform because typically your girls are not promoting that particular sense. They're more of education, helping poverty, things like that. Whereas body positivity, it's hard to see in the pageant world. It's hard to see in the modeling world because your goal is to be perfect. So it was amazing watching Anne just carry herself with confidence and love herself as she is, to not let the haters get to her, and to eat, to appreciate food. That's something I love food, and I will never stop, no matter what. Like, diets won't work for me. No, I'm gonna eat what I want because it tastes good. I'm gonna take care of my body. And she had a platform that basically said that something I wholeheartedly agree with. I'm sure she grew up struggling with who she was as a person, with people constantly commenting on how she looks, how she presents herself, and people are doing it now, which is very unfortunate because she's an amazing human being who's an amazing role model for young men and women out there. Just to accept who they are as a person, to love yourself. Yeah.
So you follow Thailand representative, right? Anjali, Scott Chemist. Right. Okay. I wish that Anjali would appreciate her message because it's very encouraging indeed. And also, you are an active model. So, from your statement, I mean, how 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 it's working with your work? You said that you won't stop eating. No one can stop you from eating. You will eat whatever you want, and you don't care. So how?
Not that I don't care, is that I appreciate what my body does for me. I've been blessed with high metabolism. I don't really gain weight, and I work out. I'm an athlete. I take care of my body. I also don't have a sweet tooth. I'm not really big into sugar in general. It's not something I really enjoyed. I don't eat cake. I don't eat cookies.
Okay.
I'm more of a. I like salt. I'm more.
All right.
I like
So
my meat.
so actually, you eat everything with some exception. Okay.
I eat the things that I like, and what I like tends to be a little healthier than your typical like sweets.
Okay.
I like my proteins.
Right.
I do like my carbs. I like my rice. I like my pastas. I like my bread.
So, have you ever tried plant-based diet?
I wouldn't survive well on a plant-based diet. My body wouldn't be able to sustain me. I'm mildly anemic, so I need iron in my body to be able to stand up. My lifestyle doesn't really fit a plant-based lifestyle. However, I have considered it. It's just I need more sustenance than plants and plant-based can provide for me. I think it's a great thing to pay attention to where your food comes from and to care about animals. Absolutely. But the most that I am able to do for myself is just pay attention to where my food comes from.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned a very good point. Okay. I would love to clarify to Thai fans because now it's quite controversy here. Okay, because about when you self-conscious and satisfied with your body, and some probably misinterpret like you can enjoy whatever you eating, you can eating 24 hours and you might get obese and you still happy, sort of. Okay, some confuse this sort of message. All right, I would love to clarify on this. Okay. คืออย่างนี้นะคะก็ได้ถามน้องเปปปี้นะบอกว่าเนี่ยก็ชอบโพสต์ล่าสุดของคุณเปปปี้มากเลยเกี่ยวกับ body positivity นะคะก็เลยถามว่าเนี่ยได้ดู Miss Universe ครั้งล่าสุดไหมอิสราเอลนะเขาก็บอกได้ดูแล้วเขาก็ชอบคุณแอนชิลีนะครับแล้วก็สนับสนุนนะแล้วก็ให้กำลังใจนะชอบเมสเซจคราวนี้ก็เลยถามว่าเขาบอกเขาก็เหมือนกันเขาก็อยากกินอะไรก็กิน แล้วก็เขาก็พอใจในรูปร่างตัวเองอะไรเงี้ยพอเขาบอกว่าอย่างเขาเนี่ยก็คือมันไม่ได้ฟิตไทป์ไหนนะในตรงที่เขาอยู่เขาบอกว่าเนี่ยไหล่เขาก็กว้างเกินไปแล้วเขาก็ค่อนข้างจะมีกล้ามมากกว่าผู้หญิงทั่วไปแล้วก็ถือว่าเป็นคนที่ระดับตัวสูงเพราะน้องเขาสูงมา177 178นะคะแล้วตอนนี้คล้ายๆว่าเทรนด์ฮิตน่ะจะแบบผู้หญิงแนวอวบอะไรอย่างเงี้ยที่นู่นเขาก็บอกเขาก็ไม่เข้าอีกอ่ะ เขาก็บอกมันก็แบบยังไงอ่ะมันก็อยู่ตรงไหนก็มันไม่ฟิตอ่ะเขาก็บอกนะเพราะฉะนั้นคือไม่ต้องให้ใครมาบอกว่าตัวเราเป็นไงให้เราพอใจในสิ่งที่เราเป็นคราวนี้ก็เลยแซวเขาว่าอุ๊ยอย่างเงี้ยแล้วเป็นนางแบบอ่ะมันยังไงอ่ะจะกินได้ทุกอย่างเลยเหรอแล้วมันจะใส่ลงไหมชุดอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเขาก็เลยหัวเราะเขาว่าไม่ใช่งั้นก็คือความหมายคือเขาอยากกินอะไรเขากินแต่อันนี้นะแฟนๆฟังนะครับเขากินแบบเฮลตี้โอเคไหม คือเขาอยากกินแต่เขาก็เลือกกินที่มันเฮลตี้โอเคไหมครับว่าเขาก็มีลิมิตนะอย่างเช่นอันเนี้ยเขาเลือกทานเขาก็ทานประมาณเท่านี้คือไม่ใช่แบบกินอิเล็กเคขะนะครับนะแล้วเขาก็รู้ด้วยว่าร่างกายเขารับอันไหนได้อย่างก็ถามเขาว่าแพลนเบสเขาได้ทานไหมเขาบอกเขารู้สึกมันไม่เหมาะกับร่างกายเขานะมันไม่ได้คือมันไม่ค่อยรับเท่าไหร่นะคราวนี้ก็โอเคเข้าใจเขาก็คือทานเนี่ยเขาคือเท่าที่โก้ฟังเนี่ยน้องเขาทานอาหารน่ะค่อนข้างจะเป็นอาหารที่เฮลตี้กว่าปกตินะนึกออกไหมครับเฮลตี้กว่าปกติเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยทอยเนี้ยก็เลยอยากจะให้สำหรับบางคนนะครับที่สับสนนะว่าการที่เราพอใจกับรูปร่างของเราหรือทานอะไรก็ตามเนี่ยในมันมีคลอสเล็กๆนะครับจากที่โก้สัมภาษณ์หลายๆคนนะที่พอใจรูปร่างตัวเองเขามีการดูแลตัวเองที่ดีโอเคไหมครับหนึ่งอย่างเพชรพี่เขาออกกำลังกายเขาเป็นคนที่ออกกำลังกายนะครับเพราะนั้นเขาเผาผลาญดีนะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยคุณทานตามใจปากได้แต่คุณเลือกทานในสิ่งที่มีประโยชน์และที่สำคัญคุณต้องออกกำลังกายนะครับอันนี้นะอันนี้เป็น point อันนี้สำหรับบางคนที่ confuse นะว่าพอใจของรูปร่างตัวเองเนี่ยเป็นแบบไหนโอเคไหมครับนะอันนี้พอเข้าใจโอเค so Pepper so have you ever joined pageantry before let's tell some fans
I have. I competed in Miss Hudson Valley 2014. I placed in the top 5. That was a long time ago. I placed, and then in 2015, I competed in a small New York City pageant called Miss Thai Songkran. I won in 2015. In 2016, I competed for Miss Hudson Valley Teen. I won that. And then I was able to compete in Miss New York Teen in 2016. I placed in the top 10. And then I did Miss Dream Castle 2016. It's a small Jamaican pageant, and I was the second runner-up in that pageant as well. And I think that's all my pageant experience. So there's one.
So actually, I consider you a seasoned, okay, pageant queen, okay. มีประสบการณ์เยอะเลยนะน้องเขา So I'm asking, okay, from your heart, if you can choose, I mean, deep down, which sash would you prefer to represent, USA or Thailand?
Thailand.
So
no questions asked. 100% Thailand.
Right. So I mean, deep down, you think that you can represent Thai culture or Thai identity on the world stage?
I believe I can. The amazing thing about culture is that it's meant to be shared, it's meant to be learned, and it's meant to be appreciated. It's not some stagnant, gate-kept societal norm. It's a thing that's meant to be shared, and that's the amazing thing about Thailand is that they've been able to preserve their culture for over thousands of years. They're referred to the land of the free for a reason. They've been able to Thailand has been able to maintain their independence from the Western world and from the surrounding countries. Not many countries can say that.
Yes!
Thailand has been able to maintain their independence.
Yes,
Like
that's right.
I can't, and yet they've been able to share their culture with the world. Like
Yes.
I don't. It's amazing that there's a country and there's a group of people that have been able to do that, and the fact that I have the fortunate ability to have that as my ancestry, it's
Mm,
amazing to me that I'm able to connect with the people on a more of emotional and a biological level than your
mm,
typical American. As
mm,
much as I am American, I am Thai by blood. And
mm.
after studying, so the I've been studying the 2017 Thai Constitution. It's 105 pages. That's a lot to read. But in Section 39 protects uh, Thai people born of a Thai parent, and
Mm.
the Thai Constitution protects people like me, and I
Oh,
think that that's amazing.
I love you. I love you. Okay. Let me translate. Okay. I love you.โอ้โหนี่ก็ประทับใจน้องเพชรพี่มากนะครับเล่นโอ้โหไม่ต้องบอกเลยฉลาดมากเล่นยกรัฐธรรมนูญนะปี2017นะครับคือน้องโก้ถามบอกว่าเนี่ยถามจริงลึกๆเนี่ยถ้าให้เลือกได้เนี่ยอยากเป็นตัวแทนประเทศไหนบนเวทีโลกระหว่างอเมริกากับไทยน้องบอกโอ้ยไม่ต้องคิดเลยไทยดิโก้อึ้งอะหรอยังไงแล้วโก้ถามน้องบอกอ้าวแล้วคิดว่าตัวเองจะสามารถนำเสนอวัฒนธรรมไทยและความเป็นไทยเอกลักษณ์ความเป็นไทยเนี่ยจากตัวเองได้ไหมอ่ะบนเวทีโลกน้องเขาบอกว่าได้แน่นอนเขาไม่มาเลยทำไมเขาภูมิใจมากในบรรพบุรุษน่ะและที่สำคัญน่ะคือเนี่ยให้ฟังนะน้องเขาเกิดที่อเมริกานะครับนะน้องเขาบอกเนี่ยมันยากมากนะการที่ประเทศไทยเราเนี่ยไม่ได้ตกเป็นเมืองขึ้นของชาติไหนเลยนะคะตลอดระยะเป็นพันปีอะไรอย่างเงี้ยโดยเฉพาะในช่วงสงครามโลกหรืออะไรต่างๆนะคือมีประเทศเราประเทศเดียวนะคะคราวนี้น้องเขายังรู้เลยนะน้องเขาบอกเขาภูมิใจมากทำได้ยังไงมันยากมากเขาบอกมันยากมากคือแถวบ้านเราเนี่ยเหนือใต้ออกตกซ้ายขวาบนล่างนี่แบบเป็นเมืองขึ้นไปหมดแล้วใช่ไหมแต่ไทยรอดอย่างเดียวเขาบอกเขามีความภูมิใจมากนะครับแล้วเขาก็มั่นใจว่าเขาจะเป็นตัวแทนไทยได้ไม่ว่าเปล่านะเขาเปิดรัฐธรรมนูญเลยนะแล้วเขาบอกเนี่ยมาตรา39นะเนี่ยบอกคุณสมบัติหมดนะแล้วเขาก็ตรงโก้เลยขำเลยก็โอเคยอมเขาไม่พูดเปล่านะเพปปี้นะน่ารักมากๆเลยso Peppy might you if I just bring some comments, okay, from fans, all right? So, might you say hi to Aaron from Indonesia, please?
Hi, Aaron. How are you? Sarika.
Okay. Hello, Hannah Rose from Zurich, Switzerland. Thank you indeed for watching.
And Merry Christmas. Thank you. I hope you had a wonderful holiday.
Right. And also from your family.
Oh, hi. I love you.
Crying, please. Crying. Okay. So, a lot of comments say you very gorgeous. Okay. ได้ครับเดี๋ยวฝากแฟนคลับน้องนะติดตามเพจนะคะขอบคุณมากๆนะครับPerpetua Family นะครับที่เข้ามาดูพี่โก้กับน้องเพปปี้นะครับนะ and also this is one of the great page pageant page admin in Thailand. Okay. Her name is พี่เงาะ Okay. เงาะพี่เงาะ
Pingol.
Yes. Ping up from page ตามติด okay she say hi to you hello
Hi.
สวัสดีครับพี่ง้อยังไงฝากสนับสนุนน้องเพปปี้ด้วยนะครับน้องเพปปี้ทักทายเนาะยังไงฝากสนับสนุนน้องด้วยนะครับนะเชียร์แบบ24ชั่วโมงเลยนะครับ and also definitely your fans I think จุธามาสายสุวรรณ hello Peppy alright and สวัสดีครับป๊อปปี้นะโอเคthat's really plenty of comments Maya Lopez I think Philippines okay hi Maya how are you
Hiya.
that's amazing so I don't know if you realize how many people watching us now, Pepe. Almost 2,000.
Almost 2,000? Oh
Yes.
my gosh! Hi, everyone!
So, they're from across region, Thai, um, um, Philippines, Indonesia, and South Asia as also, UK sort of, So I wish you would be happy to be on my program,
Of
Peppy.
course. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for having me.
All
Like
right.
I appreciate this so much. You've been everything but supportive. It's amazing how much support. I'm speechless.
I wish that, okay, Peppy, once you land in Thailand, I wish that we keep in touch, okay? Just let me know.
Absolutely.
We have dinner together, okay, with your fan page as well อันนี้โก้ชวนน้องทานข้าวด้วยกันนะถ้ามาเมืองไทยนะคะให้บอกโก้นะน้องว่าแน่นอนเดี๋ยวจะชวน Perpetual Family นะคะมาทานด้วยกันนะ Okay, some question from your fans. How do you improve your Thai speaking skill?
So the only way to really improve Thai speaking skills is to practice.
Yes.
And the most practice that I'll get is when I move to Thailand. That'll be my main focus, is to learn the language. I took 3 years, not 3 years. I took 3 semesters at school to learn Thai. I picked it up real quick. It's a difficult language because it's a tonal language and I do struggle with the tones. But when it comes to vocabulary and sentence structure, it's something I really do understand, and it's something that does come easier to me, which is why immersion, once I move there, it's going to be that's going to be how I'm going to improve my Thai speaking skills. Because it's hard to practice when you don't have anyone, when you don't live in a Thai community over here. The only person I can practice with is my mom. And
so your mom still keep language?
yeah, so my mom speaks Thai.
All right.
But because we didn't grow up in a Thai community, it was hard for her to teach her kids, especially when bullying, and if you're different, it's hard. Society rejects you. So she wanted to make sure that we were accepted as people, which I really do appreciate her for that. But I really wish she taught me more, because it's amazing. But that's hard when you move to a different country and you have to assimilate, but you can't lose who you are as a person. You have to appreciate where you came from, and she does. But she's helping me. She's definitely helping me practice. But it's going to be a whole different world once I move to Thailand.
Right. So, would she come with you?
Pardon?
Would she come here with you? Your
Yeah,
mom?
she's gonna come here. She's gonna move with me for the first 3 weeks, and then I'm on my own. She's gonna move back to America, and then I'll be here by myself.
Right. So, I'm wondering, how long would you expect yourself to stay? Just for a pageant stint, or would you see yourself to stay and have future here?
So I'm a big planner. I have like plan A, plan B, plan C. So plan A would be to stay for the pageant, and then to stay how long the pageant needs me to stay. But while I'm there, I need to get involved in the community. And I really want to work at one of the colleges in Thailand. And if I was to get a stable job and a stable employment, I would want to stay there long term, longer than the pageant. My entire platform is education, and I will be volunteering at the more underprivileged schools to help them learn English, to help them gain the confidence. But I do also want to be able to have a career in Thailand. And I think if I plan on applying to a few colleges when I'm over there to hopefully teach. And if I get a job, then I'll be there indefinitely.
Definitely, you will. We got quite a lot of international school here, so I guess you can try. I'm sure that if you're into teaching profession, I think you can have a future here. But what about in the showbiz industry here?
The show business industry. That is something I'm going to be focusing on when I do get to Thailand. I am going to look into more modeling jobs, more acting jobs, because that sounds like a lot of fun. It's something I've always enjoyed. It's been a hobby career of mine that I've been branching off from education, whether it's education or entertainment. I definitely will be reaching out to a few agencies when it comes to modeling and acting, because I do want to get involved in a lot of that world over in Thailand.
Right. So I'm wondering about might you explain me a little bit about your work like a model over there, because I went to your IG and I saw your post and I saw you do some modeling job, and how is work over there? You
Because
tend
of
to be a
COVID.
magazine, you
Pardon?
tend to be a magazine model, is it?
Yeah, so I'm a international model. I've had the opportunities of walking in New York Fashion Week 4 years in a row. I don't do New York Fashion Week anymore because it's exhausting and a lot of work. So it's just hard for me to get down in New York City a lot for such a long event. It's expensive. But I have been able to walk in New York for New York Fashion Week. I've walked in Bermuda Fashion Festival in Bermuda. They flew me over to do their Fashion Week over there. I have done a few photo shoots in Thailand. I have worked with an agency over there. But when it comes to, I've done a few print work. I was in 17 magazine. I was in a few local magazines around here. I was in Fashion Avenue magazine. There's a few print works that I have done. And I've done some commercial work. So I was in Orange is the New Black as an extra, and I was in Blue Bloods as an extra. And I recently was an extra in the new movie coming out with Lucy Hale called The Hating Game.
Wow.
So I've done I've dabbled in acting, but I mainly focus on modeling. My favorite thing to do is runway shows. Unfortunately, runway shows don't pay that well. So print pays better. So I've worked for your commercial companies like Family Dollar. I've worked for Barber. I've worked for Armani. So I've worked for a few high-end designers, and I've worked for a few commercial companies.
So right, because you actually got a lot of experience in modeling world over there. You know what? A lot of Thai model, right, or Thai youngster, really fancy to work as a model over there, especially in New York. So, do you have anything to recommend them, like give them some precaution or advice for them to prepare?
Yeah.
If they would love to land down some job over there.
First and foremost, you have to make sure you're happy. You can't work in an industry like this if you're not happy. You can't do it. You can't be miserable, because there's something about this industry that will take the happiness out of you if you don't know how to be confident in yourself. I can't tell you how many calls I've been on or how many agencies I've talked to that said I was too big or too skinny or too tall or too short. I've heard it all. I've heard it apps. I've heard it all. My shoulders are too big. My waist is too small. My butt's too big. My butt's too small. I've heard it all. You can't let the negative comments impact your mental stability. You have to be secure in who you are as a person. And that's hard. I'm not going to say that's easy. That's hard. It took me a couple years to get to the point where I love who I am. And besides, you don't want to work with someone who doesn't like you. There's plenty of work all around the world for people of all types of bodies, all types of skin tones, all types of ethnicities. There's work for literally everyone. You just have to find the market that makes you happy. So I would err on the side of caution. I know young girls out there think the glamorous life is in a high fashion. That's where they want to go. And I mean, if you want to do it, do it. Do what makes you happy. But you gotta make sure you want to do it.
อืมอืม right right คืออย่างนี้นะคะแฟนๆก็ถามน้องเขาเนาะบอกว่าน้องเขามีคำแนะนำอะไรสำหรับคนไทยเนาะที่อยากจะไปทำงานนั่งแบบเดินแบบที่นิวยอร์กเนาะเพราะน้องเขาตะกี้พูดให้ฟังนะน้องเขาทำครบหมดน้องเขาบอกเขาชอบเดินรันเวย์แต่จ่ายไม่ค่อยดีเขาก็เลยแบบว่าทำ printing ถ่ายแบบนิตยสารอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเป็นสิ่งพิมพ์จะจ่ายดีกว่าน้องเขาเป็นคนพูดตรงนะคะคราวนี้เนี่ยน้องเขาก็เล่นเป็นเอ็กซ์ตร้านะคะหนังเนาะแล้วก็ซีรีส์ที่จะออกมาเขาทำขยันมากเลยนะฟังแล้วอยากให้เอาเป็นแบบอย่างมากเลยน้องเขาช่วยตัวเองตลอดเลยเป็นแบบอินสปิเรชันที่ดีคราวนี้น้องเขาบอกว่าก็เลยบอกขอคำแนะนำนิดนึงสำหรับคนในอยากออกคนนอกอยากเข้าน้องเขาบอกว่าคืออย่างแรกเนี่ยขอให้ระลึกไว้เสมอว่าจะต้องทำงานที่ตัวเองแฮปปี้นะมีความสุขน้องเขาบอกนะคุณต้องถามใจตัวเองว่าใจคุณแกร่งพอไหมเพราะว่าเขาบอกว่าเขาใช้เวลาหลายปีนะกว่าน้องเขาจะทำใจได้ว่าแบบฉันรักที่ตัวฉันเป็นแบบนี้เพราะน้องเขาบอกว่าเขาโดนปฏิเสธงานเยอะมากเหมือนไปที่นี่เขาก็บอกว่าตัวใหญ่ไปหนาไปอย่างเงี้ยพร้อมไปคือมันไม่ลงล็อกคือน้องเขาบอกโอ้โหแบบจนท้อจนแบบเขาแบบคือมีความรู้สึกว่ามันผิดด้วยเหรอที่ฉันเป็นตัวฉันอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเขาบอกเขาใช้เวลาขนาดเขาสวยขนาดนี้นะเขาใช้เวลานานมากหลายปีจนแบบเขาไม่แคร์แล้วว่าใครจะพูดไม่ดีอะไรกับเขาจะ negative impact อะไรคอมเมนต์ใส่เขาก็ไม่สนใจฉันเป็นอย่างเงี้ยโอเคคือถ้ามันใช่ก็ใช่คราวนี้เขาบอกต้องจิตแข็งนะถ้าใครจะไปคิดว่าจะไปเป็นนางแบบไปทำงานที่นู่นนะคุณจะต้องแน่นอนทุกคนจะต้องผ่านการรีเจ็คเยอะนะเขาบอกคุณต้องจิตแข็งคำแนะนำที่น้องเขาพูดได้ฟังนะครับนะตรงนี้นะแล้วก็ได้ถามว่าน้องเขาอย่างมาเมืองไทยเนี่ยมันมาสั้นๆหรือว่ามายาวอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะแต่กี้น้องเขาบอกว่าคุณแม่น้องจะมาด้วยนะคะจะมาด้วยอยู่ช่วงนึงนะคะประมาณ3 อาทิตย์แล้วคุณแม่ก็จะบินกลับไปแล้วน้องก็จะอยู่คนเดียวคราวนี้น้องเขามีแผน A แผน B แผน C แผน A ก็คือว่าจะอยู่ประกวดนะคะคราวนี้เนี่ยเขาก็มีแผน B อย่างเช่นเขาชอบนะคะที่ทำงานเกี่ยวกับด้านการศึกษาเขาก็อยากจะแบบว่าสอนเนาะถ้าเขามีโอกาสนะคะอย่างแบบว่ามีงานนะเป็นแบบที่เขาจะสามารถสอนได้เขาก็ยินดีนะคะแล้วก็เลยถามเพราะว่าอ้าวแล้วงานบันเทิงสนใจป่ะบอกแน่นอนเขาก็มองอยู่นี่แหละเขาก็ถ้ามาเนี่ยเขาก็สนใจนะถ้าแบบแลนได้นะซึ่งก็ว่าได้แล้วPerpetua I think it's very easy for you I think there's a lot of people like you and I think they got attracted by your beauty so I think you can easily land a job I mean in the showbiz here okay and also might you speak Thai a little bit with fans please any it can be any
Oh my gosh สวัสดีค่ะฉันชื่อ Perpetua I have my entire notebook from my classes that I can say like where I'm from, where I like. Hold on.
น้องเขาธรรมชาติมากเลยนะเนี่ย
Promise. I literally have like notes on notes. Like I took classes. I swear. I swear I took classes.
คือจากที่เนี่ยคุยกันนะก็มองว่าน้องเขาถือว่าเป็นคนที่มีระบบจัดการความคิดวางแผนชีวิตดีมากๆเลยเนี่ยอยากให้เด็กไทยเป็นตัวอย่างจังเลยน้องเขาwell organizedแล้วก็ช่วยตัวเองเนี่ยโหแบบนะเนี่ยอยากให้เด็กไทยที่โตเมืองไทยแล้วเหมือนเพปปี้ช่วยตัวเองได้คือวางแผนแล้วก็เป็นคนตั้งใจเรียนมี inspiration self driven อะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วก็ versatile คือดีมากๆเลยนะดีมากๆเลยนะ okay so Peppy Mimi said I always support you Mimi
Thank you Mimi
and also Nitipum
Nitipum
กระโทก send you a lot of heart alright and definitely This lady is my sticky fans from Taiwan, but she actually Chinese Filipinos. Okay, watching from Taiwan. Her name is Elizabeth Go. She has great potential as a beauty queen. She astounding. Okay, say hi to Elizabeth, please.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
And also, Peppy, would you like to say something to her? Actually, she got her arm broken and just had an operation. I think a month ago. So now she in cooperative period. So she might need some, uplifting, especially from beauty queen because she absolutely a sticky fans of pageantry.
I'm so sorry you hurt your arm. I promise you it'll get better. You just got to take care of it. You got to rest, relax, breathe, do what the doctor says because I'm sure he's telling you or she's telling you what to do. Make sure you take care of yourself because I promise you, you are the most important person to you.
Wow.
Your body will thank you.
Wow. Hi, Mama Elizabeth. I think you feel better once you get some kind words from my queen tonight. She very gorgeous and I love her. She bubbly. For the fans สวัสดีครับคุณนิติภูมิน้องเขาบอกว่าคือน้องเขาจะมาเรียนไทยจริงจังเมื่อมาเมืองไทยนะคะเพราะว่าเขาอยู่ที่นู่นเนี่ยน้องเขาบอกคือไม่มีมาหาคู่สนทนายากนะครับคราวนี้น้องเขาบอกถ้าเขาเหยียบเมืองไทยปุ๊บเนี่ยรับรองน้องเขาเป็นคนหัวไวนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยเขาไปเร็วแน่นอน so Pepe Mimi just asked who is your favorite Miss Universe
2018 Brianna Gray. She
okay
my all favorite Miss Universe from
Why?
the Philippines.
Why?
That was the first pageant I've ever watched that I actually connected with a person, that I saw myself in another human being. So I've obviously competed in a lot of pageants over here in the United States. I've always enjoyed myself, but I've never felt that like I really belong, if that makes any sense. I always wanted to compete for Thailand, but I never thought I could. I never thought I'd ever get the chance. I was going through my identity crisis because it's hard being a mixed girl and understanding that you are both parts of you, that you don't have to pick one over the other. And I was still struggling with that. So I remember I was in college and I was watching her and I was like, what do you mean she has dual citizenship? What do you mean she's more than just Filipino? Because she's Australian too. So this was another multicultural girl who was able to compete for her country. And it was the first time that it hit me that like I could. This could be a dream that I could actually fulfill. So that's why she was the one. Granted, she's beautiful. Her stage presence was perfect. Like, the way she presented herself was perfect, but she was so much more than that to me. Because it's just, she was able to show me that I could do something that I always wanted to do that I just didn't believe myself I could. So she gave me the belief again that I could literally do what I wanted to do to make myself happy.
I think you came to the right program, even though I'm Thai and my program is Thai based, okay? But actually, most of my fans are Filipinos, okay? And Indonesian. So they probably would really rejoice of your answer because your favorite Miss Universe is Katrina Gray. She's very lovely, she's very smart and kind heart, especially to the student. As far as I learned from my friends, okay. And also, you say something that I think is quite a point that probably not many Thai would realize because we we here, okay, tend to some kind. A lot of people say half we tend to have some purist over other in here. So why you been over there, and especially in USA, which perceived as a melting pot. Okay, there's a lot of multi racial over there. Why you still have some identity crisis in yourself? I couldn't imagine what what made you feel like that.
Um, so I grew up in upstate New York. As much as America is the melting pot, there's
Yeah.
so many different cultures. There's so many different people that are in the United States, and you can't ignore that. That's common knowledge.
Yeah.
But unless you travel outside your small towns, you're not going to experience that. So I grew up in upstate New York. It's a predominantly white area. I was the only Asian in my elementary school. I was the only Asian in my middle school. I was made fun of because my eyes were different shaped. My skin was a different color. Like, bullying was real growing up.
I think I don't know. You're only Asian. I think you probably be a star.
Kids are mean, and they what's different and what they don't understand, their reaction is to bully. So I was different than your typical child. So kids pick on the weak. I wasn't always so strong. I wasn't always so confident and sure of myself. And kids can sense that, so they're gonna single you out. I grew up, I loved my mom, I loved my dad, but I could obviously tell differences between them. My mom's Thai, my dad's white. And they always try to teach me to accept both of my cultures and heritage. But it's hard when you're not surrounded by it, when you're only surrounded by one side and not the other. So I knew deep down that I'm just as much Thai as I am American. But it's hard when kids make fun of you for that. It's hard when you don't have the support system that you have people like you. That's why I did grow up with identity crises. I did grow up bullied. And it took me a long time to realize that the bullying said more about them as people than it did as me. I learned to accept myself. I learned to love myself. And by the time I got to college, in like high school, college area, you started to meet more people. I started to experience more of the world. I traveled more. I went around the United States. I went to different states in the United States. I went to Canada. I went to Bermuda. And then I realized, like, oh, the world is so much bigger than my small town.
Right. I guess you will feel different, okay, once you arrive here in Thailand. So even though you will be among Asian, but you will feel we has feel with multiculturalism as well. We got a lot of mixed blood, so I think you can fit really well here. Okay.
Well, I love Thailand. My family we used to try to go every year.
Yeah.
And the people there are always so accepting. They're just nice.
So you're so cute.
I don't know. I've only ever had pleasant experiences when I went to Thailand.
So also, I forgot to ask you previously. Do you know where actually is your mother origin in Thailand?
Lopburi.
Lopburi. Okay. Okay. So it's a bit of northern part of the central region. Locally. Right. So, in this episode, tend to be different from others because a lot of fans ask questions. So we take time with the question. Okay. So, all right. Do you know Gymnastics electric pole Have you ever
So
noticed this?
actually, I saw her get asked that question, and my
Yeah.
brain was like, "What is that?" Like I felt so bad. I was like, I don't even know what that is. That's a hard question. That was a hard vocabulary word. And after looking into like news stories and stuff, I realized you had to answer that question. You had to be up on the latest news in Thailand
Mm,
because it was so much more than just the god on the pole. It was the amount of money the Thai government put into getting these light fixtures put up to line the streets. I still don't think I really understand it that much, but I did do a little bit of research into it. But
mm.
what was she? The god that was. What did she?
Okay. So, right. Let I review. Okay.
Yes.
The gist of this question. Actually, General Electric Pro involve. It's actually insinuate about corruption.
Yeah.
Corrupt. Yeah, yeah. That's the point. I mean, because um, some regional government has a very large budgetary, but they spend vigorously, okay, such as to build this kind of pole with about billions, okay, with billions Thai baht, and we got just several hundred pole, which we can make it within, I think, 10, 10 millions, 10, or several, a dozen million Thai baht only, but it's actually they spend billions. So that's why this question has been brought in, and unfortunately, a beautiful Tarina wouldn't catch up with that question, but that's okay. Okay. So another question: Why why you actually be very passionate to join Miss Universe Thailand?
I always love to touch on these 3 points: experience, growth, and impact. Um, I want to join Miss Universe Thailand just because I want to experience something different. I want to be able to experience part of the other half of me. And I think meeting amazing, beautiful women and networking is just an amazing way to do that, to be able to reach a larger demographic of people. That leads into my second point: growth. I'm big onto just personal, physical, and mental growth.
Mm,
Like, without experience, you can't grow as a person. You're not going to understand that there are various ideas, opinions out there. There's so many different people, and it's important to grow and understand yourself as well as the outside world. And impact. I want to be able to impact a lot more people than I am now. I'm a pharmacy tech. I take care of hundreds of patients a day trying to get their medications, but I want to be able to do something bigger. I want to be able to work with the youth around the world. I want to be a better role model for men and women my age, younger and older. I want to show that you can literally do anything you put your mind to, and that's the impact that I want to make on the global environment. And I think the Miss Universe Thailand pageant is the best and most efficient way to do that. They have an amazing platform. It's an amazing organization, and they breed amazing, amazing girls and women that come out of that.
mm.
So
Right. Okay, that's a nice response anyway. But mind you, if I ask you frankly, okay. So according to Thailand performance in the latest edition, you know that we actually were unplaced. Okay, so if you join 2022 edition, would you find is quite a task for you if you being selected as a Thailand representative to bring Thailand so back into top 5 or even snatch the third crown?
So, I'm gonna hype myself up a bit. The ultimate goal would be to win Miss Universe, to get
Yes.
Thailand that crown. That is the ultimate goal. Like winning Miss Universe Thailand is just the stepping stone. The ultimate goal is to bring that crown to Thailand, and and if you do that, you're able to share. I'm not only able to share my impact, but I would be able to share Thailand's impact on a global scale. So that would be the main goal if I was able to compete, if I won, and if I was fortunate enough to move on to Miss Universe. That would be the main goal.
So, wouldn't you feel fear of like a task that you're going to be among a lot of beautiful ladies from other country, and also you have to bring Thailand back to the spotlight, because in the latest edition we already out. Okay, it's quite quite a harsh quite a harsh consequence indeed for Thai. And Thai very passionate about pageantry. Also, we probably put high hope on the winner of Miss Universe Thailand, which can be you. So that's why I'm asking you: would you feel fear that going to bring Thailand back to the spotlight in top 5 at least?
So, the key to success is to not be scared. It's to not fear. Yes, I'll be surrounded by beautiful individuals, but everyone's unique in their own sense. The most important attribute you need to focus on, or competitors need to focus on, is themselves. You need to make sure you're perfect in everything that you do. You don't need to worry about the other competitors. You need to worry about yourself. You need to make sure you are confident in yourself. You need to make sure your walk's perfect. You need to make sure your presentation is perfect. You need to make sure you're able to speak your opinions. You have to have opinions. You can't be too opinionated, but you have to be able to articulate opinions well. You have to be able to engage in people of all types. You have to be able to learn the language. You have to be confident in yourself. So fear, no. I don't think I fear anything when it comes to pageant. I think that's not the word I would use to describe. Sometimes I do feel overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. It is overwhelming to reflect on so much that you have to do. I need to be fluent in Thai. Like, that is something that I need to do. And that's something I can do. And that's something I plan on doing. I'm not scared of it. I'm excited for it. So fear, no. Overwhelmed, yes. But the nice thing about being overwhelmed is that take a few breaths, reflect on yourself, and baby steps. Take the small steps that you need to do to get to where you want to be. If you break it down into a lot smaller steps, it makes it a lot easier. So, yes, I don't fear competing. If anything, it's encouraging to know that I'll be able to compete with such unique, amazing women that in themselves probably feel the same way I do.
So I do believe, okay, personally, once I, browsing your personal record, I do believe that you're going to do really well under duress situation. I think you got very strong mind and you know what you're doing. That's what I felt, okay. สำหรับแฟนๆนะคะก็ได้ถามนะบอกว่าเนี่ยถามว่าถ้าสมมุติเนี่ยเพปเปอร์เนี่ยเกิดมงในไทยเนี่ยแล้วรู้สึกเครียดรู้สึกมันเป็นงานยากไหมที่จะต้องนำไทยแลนด์กลับเข้าไปท็อป5หรือมง3มีความรู้สึกกังวลใจไหมน้องบอกว่าไม่เลยเขาบอกว่าการที่จะชนะ Miss Universe Thailand เนี่ยเขามองเป็นจุดเริ่มต้น นะคะเป็น9 1แต่จุดสูงสุดก็คือต้องเป็น Miss Universe นะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยน้องเขา appreciate เนาะนะกับโอกาสที่ว่าจะถูกรายล้อมด้วยผู้หญิงสวยๆมีความสามารถทั่วโลกนะคะน้องเขาไม่รู้สึกว่ากลัวนะแต่มีความรู้สึกว่าอาจจะแบบนิดนึงว่ามันมีความรู้สึกแบบมันจริงเหรอเนี่ยทุ่มทนนิดนึงนะคะว่าโอ้แบบอยู่ท่ามกลางคนเก่งๆแต่ว่าถามหวั่นไหมไม่หวั่นนะครับน้องเขาเชื่อเรื่องการเตรียมตัว preparation practice make perfect นะคะก็คิดว่าน้องเขาเชื่อเรื่องนี้น้องเขาเชื่อว่าถ้าสมมติเตรียมตัวมาดีทำทุกอย่างดีมีการ planning organize ที่ดีน้องเขาก็คิดว่าทุกคนย่อมมีโอกาสน้องเขาไม่มีความกลัวนะคะเพราะนั้นเนี่ยจากที่โก้ศึกษาประวัติน้องเขาคร่าวๆนะไม่ว่าจะเป็นการเรียนหรือว่า personality นะคะโก้มองว่าน้องเขาเป็นคนที่รับความกดดันได้ดีมีเขาเรียกมีจิตที่แข็งอะนะก็มองว่าโอเคเลยนะครับนะ so another question Pepper Tarina struggle with specific Thai words in the competition if it happens to you what you will handle this situation
So the thing about that particular question is that you needed to be up to date with Thai news, with what's going on in the world. It wasn't a simple question like, oh, leadership, companionship. It wasn't a single easy. None of the words are easy, let's be honest. But it needed knowledge beyond basic vocabulary. So first, I would try to prepare myself for the most difficult questions, which means that I would need to be up to date. I would pay attention to the news. I would pay attention to literature. I started reading, because of that question, I actually started reading a lot of books because it made me nervous. So I started reading on Buddhism, reading up on Hindu texts. I started reading up on Buddhist texts. I started reading on the history of Thailand. That's why I started reading the Constitution of Thailand, because I was like, I want to be completely knowledgeable of any question that's thrown at me. But news questions are hard. Government questions are hard. And questions that elicit a potential negative response like corruption, those are tough. Because you do not want to insult the country that you love. You don't. And it's hard. It's hard to answer a question like that. But ultimately, you have to present yourself as for the people. You have to be able to present yourself as caring about the people of Thailand. You have to care about the country. Thailand is a huge nationalistic country. It's amazing how much the people in the country love Thailand. And it's amazing. So a question like that, it's almost impossible to answer. But it's not. It's not impossible. So if I was presented with a question like that, it alluded to the idea of corruption. And obviously, corruption is not good. Not good at all. But the nice thing is that it can always be corrected. It can always be fixed. You can always fight for what you believe in. And you can always create a more positive environment. You can always connect with the people and express your sympathy and empathy towards situations like that. So if I was presented with a difficult question like that, I would try to be educated on most subjects in Thailand.
Okay, I know your point because I think you're struggling to answer this question from fans because I think you will from your sentiment I think you're very well prepared and very smart lady so you tend to be train yourself very knowledgeable before you go into any contest okay so I think it's probably sort of not likely situation for you okay คืออย่างนี้นะครับคือสำหรับคำถามเนี่ยก็เข้าใจเลยจากคุณ Okay, so thank you for a question from Shark Youth. I think thank you indeed. I guess that you're Filipinos, okay? For the question of Tarina's struggle with specific Thai words in the competition, if it happened to you, what you will handle this situation? As Peppy answer, and I would like to summarize a little bit because she sort of perfectionist, okay, so it's quite hard for her to imagine that situation because she probably to be very well prepared on everything before she get into something, all right. So for this question, she sort of couldn't think it off because I think she quite certain that she going to nail it all. Okay, if she got a question, because as she already mentioned, even now she has been in Thailand. She already read Thai constitution, which I'm Thai. I haven't. I haven't. I haven't. Okay, I confess I haven't, but she already had. Okay, so it's amazed me. Okay, and also she said she would like to make sure that she's very knowledgeable on things before she get into it. Like um, she read about Buddhism and Hinduism, sort of. So that's that's quite interesting indeed. So also um, uh, Pepper, I'm wondering, do you profess any particular faith?
So I was raised Roman Catholic. My father is Roman Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's Buddhist.
Mm-hmm.
So I was baptized in the Catholic Church. I made my first communion and I made my confirmation. So I'm Catholic, but I was also raised with the Buddhist values because after doing research, I think Thailand is 93% Buddhist.
Yes.
They are 1.1% Christian,
Yes.
and then there's one more. And the remainder percentage is Hinduism.
Muslim.
Oh no, yeah, it's Muslim.
Yeah, five are Muslim,
Yeah.
and point five or point three are the denomination.
Yep.
So
I
right.
did look into that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you will experience more of cultural differences when you arrive in Thailand. Okay. Also, another question: what do you think about beauty privilege?
Privilege exists in different forms for everyone. Everyone experiences some sort of privilege in their life. Whether you're white, black, Asian, pretty, tall, skinny, large, there is some sort of privilege in your life. It's not exclusive to a singular type of person. However, certain privileges bring certain benefits. I wasn't always pretty. I didn't always have the confidence in myself. I had that there's an obvious shift when I don't wear makeup and when I do wear makeup to the way people treat me. There is such thing as beauty privilege, as horrible as that sounds. What do I think about it? I think it's an unfortunate societal construct that has been created. There has been studies done on it where if you're more attractive, you're more likely to get certain jobs. If you're more this, you're more that. But I've experienced both. I'm not pretty all the time. I promise you. I'm not always well put together. Sometimes I wake up and I have super bad bedhead. I don't put makeup on. I wear my sweatpants and my t-shirts to the grocery store. I pretend I don't exist. But there is an obvious privilege when you do put yourself together to look nice. People do treat you differently, which is unfair. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that it does happen.
Mm.
But I promise you, I'm not pretty all the time.
So, would you envision someday beauty periods would, go unseen?
Pardon?
I mean, would you envision in the future that beauty periods would be insignificant one day?
Um, I, based on like the education I've had, I unfortunately don't think that the idea of beauty will ever change.
Mm,
I think beauty standards will change along the lines, but there
mm,
will always be a standard for beauty. Like as crappy as that sounds, there will always be a standard for beauty. What the human body finds attractive.
mm,
You can't ignore your biological nature.
mm,
What you find pretty versus what another person finds pretty. Obviously, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
mm, mm,
And people value what they like to see, whether you're male or female or anything in between.
mm,
There is an obvious standard that you personally hold to yourself and that other people hold to other people as well. So
mm,
I don't think beauty purists will ever disappear or dissipate. There will always be a standard of beauty. It will change over time. Beauty is obviously changing,
mm,
but there will always be a standard for that.
อืมคืออ
And
ย่างนี้
it's,
นะคะโอเค
huh?
No, no, no. I just sorry indeed. I just came a little bit early to translate. Um, go on to finish it.
And it's okay if you don't meet the standard of beauty. That doesn't mean you're not beautiful.
Mm,
I promise you, there's a person out there for everybody.
mm,
You are beautiful to someone, and if you don't think you are, be beautiful to yourself.
understand.
Yeah.
คืออย่างนี้นะคะคือน้องเปปปี้เนี่ยคือมีคำถามจากฟิลิปปินส์เนาะเขาถามว่าคิดยังไงกับ beauty privilege เนาะเขาก็บอกตามตรงจากที่น้องเขาดูวิจัยอ่ะมันยังไงมันมีจริงเขาต้องยอมรับเขายอมรับว่ามันมีจริงอย่างเช่นคนแต่งตัวสวยคนหน้าตาดีแต่งตัวดีอ่ะก็ได้สิทธิพิเศษอันนี้น้องเขาไม่ปฏิเสธนะคะมันเป็นจริงนะแต่เพียงแต่ว่าน้องเขาอยากจะให้ทุกคนเนี่ย aware เนาะกับตัวเองว่าเราก็สวยในแบบของเราขอให้เราพอใจในตัวเรามีความมั่นใจเนาะแต่ถามว่า beauty standard เนี่ยมันจะหายไปไหมแล้วแบบจะบอกว่ามันไม่มีจริงอะไรเงี้ยเขาบอกเขาต้องยอมรับว่ามันไม่ใช่อ่ะมันมีแต่เพียงแต่ว่ามันจะเป็นแบบฟอร์มไหนมันจะออกฟอร์มไหนเท่านั้นเองนะคะคือน้องเขาบอกมันก็เปลี่ยนแปลง along the line อ่ะเปลี่ยนแปลงตลอดไปนะคะ so about your pageantry preparation so far Peppy so how you going with your preparation
It's going good. It's gonna get a lot more intense in the next couple months. For obvious reasons. I moved to Thailand in less than 3 months. It's a big move. It's a big change in my life.
So how far have you been training over there? Have you started or you haven't yet?
For pageants, for the pageant, physically, like my walk and stuff, no, I haven't been training that, but I have been fundraising because I do need help financially when it comes to a move like that with pageant costs like that. I have been studying. I've been reading a whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of just historical like accounts. I've been reading up on Thai history, where Thai people came from, the whole migration. I obviously read the Constitution. But I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been doing a lot of language studies. So I have been listening to a lot of Thai podcasts that help me learn Thai. I've been watching a lot of Thai news stations because I need to make sure I know what's going on in both the government and society, especially nowadays with COVID going on and the new variant. I need to make sure I am fully prepared for that. So I've been watching a lot of Thai news stations. My mom has been watching a lot of Thai dramas, so I do like to sneak in and watch those with her.
What about BL series?
Pardon?
Are you a fan? Are you a fan of Thai BL series?
I do like it. I still struggle to really understand it because I can't watch it without subtitles because it's the language,
understand
so I need to learn it. But I
okay.
do enjoy all the soap operas in Thailand. I think they're cute and I think they're funny. A lot of them are dark though. They get really dark really quickly, and I'm like, what just happened? But I do enjoy the Thai soap operas keep me on my toes.
Okay, so a question again from Chap Yun. Thank you. In this, there's a lot of question from you and appreciate it. You help me a lot. What's your strength in beauty pageant? In your beauty pageant capacity, catwalk, stage performance, or Q&A, or speech.
So I like to be a well-rounded individual. I don't like being better at one thing than the other. I like being the best at all of them. So I do need to work right now. I know I would flourish in question and answer. I would flourish in interview. I would be very good at that. I do need to practice on my walk because I have done a lot of runway shows, but high fashion walking is different than pageant walking. Runway walks are different than your stage performance walks. I do have a few coaches that are training me when I get to Thailand on my walk and stage performance and the way I present myself, because there are certain stance that after watching this current Miss Universe happen, you could tell straight away who was sure of themselves just by the way they stood. So that is something I do need to practice on, but by the time the pageant comes, I plan on being perfect at it.
โอเคสำหรับแฟนๆนะครับเป๊ปปี้บอกว่าถ้าให้พูดว่าจุดแข็งอ่ะคือของเป๊ปปี้อะไรเป๊ปปี้บอกถ้าให้เขาเลือกได้เขาก็อยากจะเก่งทุกด้านนะเขามั่นใจในเรื่องการห้องสัมภาษณ์นะคะการตอบคำถามน้องเขาไม่มีปัญหานะครับน้องเขามองงั้นแต่ถามว่าถ้าจุดที่น้องเขาต้องการเพิ่มเติมนะคะก็คือว่าการเดินนะครับน้องเขาบอกว่าคือต้องเสริมการเดินเพราะว่าการเดินบนรันเวย์กับการเดินแบบนางงามเนี่ยค่อนข้างต่างกันน้องเขาก็ทราบนะน้องเขาบอกว่าเขาก็ตื่นเต้นไม่ถึง3เดือนเขาก็จะมาเมืองไทยแล้วคราวนี้เนี่ยเดี๋ยวเขาก็จะได้แบบเหมือนเริ่มจริงๆจังละนะคะPeppy I think if you can review I think it's good for the fans to help your raise fund if they new so roughly how much budgeting do you need for covering all expense until you probably win Miss Universe Thailand
So my plane ticket itself was $1,400 one way.
wow
Yeah, my plane ticket was $1,400. Huh. That hurt me. I'm not gonna lie. That did hurt my bank account, and it's just one way. I do not have a return flight. I figured I could budget. I have to budget for food, for living, and for like transportation when I get there. So I was looking into apartments in Thailand, and you can get a nice apartment between like $600 to like $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
So I've been looking into that. So I'd have to save up that monthly, and then you have your food bills. I eat a good amount of food. I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't really eat unhealthy foods, but I do eat. So I do need a budget for my 3 meals a day at least, and then mild healthy snacks in the middle.
I mean, roughly overall, that's the target that you're going to raise funds. That you probably think is adequate for you to finish competing.
Yeah. So for 6 months in Thailand, I budgeted between $8,000 and $10,000 for the 6 months.
โอเค alright คือสำหรับแฟนๆนะครับคือน้องเปปปี้จะเห็นว่าคือกู้ชอบ น้องเขามากเขาเป็นคนแพลนนะเขาจะทำอะไรเห็นไหมเขา raise fund นะคือเขาช่วยตัวเองทุกอย่างคราวนี้เนี่ยคือถ้าแฟนๆหรือสปอนเซอร์นะคะคนไหนเนาะได้ยินนะก็สนับสนุนน้องเขาได้นะคะน้องเขามองว่าการที่อย่างน้อยเนี่ยน้องเขาจะมาประกวด6 เดือนเนี่ยน้องเขามองว่าน้องเขาจะใช้อยู่ประมาณ 8,000 to 10,000
Yep,
US
to 10.
dollars
Yeah, for the 6 months. And that's without working. Like that's if I get to Thailand and I don't work.
โอเคคือประมาณ 8,000 ถึง 10,000 US ดอลลาร์นะครับในกรณีที่น้องเขาไม่ได้ทำงานเลยเนาะในช่วง6 เดือนนะครับน้องเขาก็บอกว่าเนี่ยbudgeting ตรงนี้ถ้าเกิดว่าใครๆเนาะจะเหมือนสนับให้การสปอนเซอร์น้องเขาได้นะคะแต่ไปดูแผนสปอนเซอร์น้องเขานะน่ารักมากๆเลยก็คือมาช่วยสปอนเซอร์กันนะครับแล้วคนละนิดคนละหน่อยนะคือแบบสานฝันนะครับก็ว่าคือมันดีอ่ะก็ชอบวิธีน้องเขาอ่ะคือมันแบบเซลฟ์รีไลแอนน่ะอยากให้แบบเด็กไทยเป็นแบบเนี้ยคือแบบถึงแม้เราจะมีอ่ะแต่ว่าเราก็พยายามช่วยเหลือตัวเองมันเป็นการแสดงศักยภาพที่ดีนะก็มองกันนะครับ so I already tell the fans if anyone would love to support and see you shining here please sponsor you and you have actually initiate quite interesting sponsorship program so all the fans even Filipinos Indonesia can support Pepi okay she estimate $8,000 to $10,000 for a 6-month stay okay during competition without work okay so if anyone would like to be a part of her journey please sponsor her and contact her at her IG okay that's very nice indeed her IG is Perpetua Smith okay so okay you got a lot of fans indeed Pepi Kiwi Nat hi Pepi Thailand wait for you okay this time and สวัสดีครับand also Pepi all right คุณพลอยภริตาshe said she would love to know your communication skills so I'm going to ask it all right from now right so I'm wondering why you interested in education advocacy what inspired you at the beginning
why I'm interested in education
yeah
because it's made such an impact on who I am as a person and after really thinking and reflecting on like society in general I've boiled down to societal growth to 2 factors education specifically childhood education and family dynamics those 2 factors in society really shape how society progresses into the future I personally can't impact family dynamics in a family for obvious reasons I can't exactly walk into someone's home and be like hey you should love your mom and dad or like hey like you should treat your kids well like I can't walk into a family dynamic like that but the thing I can do is make an impact on education when it comes to early childhood development kids are very moldable they learn from their surroundings they learn how to love they learn how to hate those are learnable emotions and if you have poor education skills then you won't be able to positively impact society as a whole you have to be able to study up on your history you have to be able to study on emotional intelligence you have to be able to study up on languages and peoples and the diverse cultures surrounding all around the world without that knowledge you won't be able to make knowledgeable decisions to positively impact you your society and the global environment and that's why I think education specifically is important because without education you can't learn without education you can't grow without education you're stuck where you are and so I don't want society to be stuck to progress into the future
Right. So there's a lot of problem nowadays. Among child. Um, I would love to know about what do you think like um, a child molestation problem, around the world, and especially that's growing in Asia.
Can you repeat that?
Child molestation.
Like human trafficking?
Yeah. Sort of. Not actually human trafficking. Sort of pedophile. Sort of.
I have very strong emotions towards pedophiles. I think they are inhuman and wrong on so many different levels. I think that's the worst thing you could, to take the innocence of another human being. That is the worst possible thing you could ever do,
Mm,
especially from a child.
mm,
Innocence is an amazing thing. It keeps your eyes open to all the possibilities of the world. It helps formulate your mind,
mm,
and to take that from
mm,
someone
mm.
is
And also, Pepe, what do you think about there's a lot of child population in some area of the world because of they wouldn't like have a proper birth control program. So, would you agree about rightful abortion?
um abortion is a very controversial topic. It's
Mm,
not something I normally talk about. I do have very strong opinions on it, but it's one of those controversial topics. I don't like to share my opinions on it. But I do think that sex education in general is super important.
mm,
Um, there are studies that have shown that the better sex education is, the better education that you receive regarding the human body, both male and female, abortion rates go down, teen pregnancies go down.
mm,
Um, and I think sex education is crucial in the development of young minds. I think it's important to teach kids
mm,
about the human body.
mm,
Abortion is not a topic I really enjoy talking about, but
mm,
sex education does bring abortion rates down, and it does
mm,
bring teen pregnancy down. So I'm
mm.
all for positive sex education.
Right. Okay. Understand. Right. So, what about poverty? Because it's affect education. Because a lot of children wouldn't gain proper education because of their family destitution.
Yeah, so a lot of, at least how it works in the United States, I don't agree with this, but education is based off of the amount of money your town government makes. So
Mm,
obviously, you get a better education if you live in a richer,
mm,
more privileged town,
mm,
which is unfortunate because it's really hard to break out of the cycle of poverty without proper education. But you can't get proper education in a impoverished town because you don't have enough money to put towards your education. So you're at a stalemate.
mm,
That's why it's crucial to have volunteers and people who genuinely care about the youth to go into these towns and
mm.
to help the underprivileged kids get an actual education to help them break that cycle. Um,
So, what about if you have power? Okay, like you probably, a policy maker sort of, have some authority to change anything. What else would you think that you're going to change to provide proper education thoroughly to in this to children indiscriminately.
the tough thing about government and the tough thing about people in power is that it's not a single person.
Mm,
The government is made up of a whole bunch of people who have a
mm,
whole lot of power. And just because you get one person to agree with you in government doesn't mean they're all going to agree with you. You need to be able to work on every single person in government, which is why corruption is so hard to get rid of. Because at the end of the day, you have to rely on a person's morals and ethics to be able to properly care for society. And and there are a few people in government who don't exactly have the best interest for societies in mind. Instead, they have the best interest for themselves. And it's hard. There are checks and balances to be able to catch people like that, but they're not always effective, which is unfortunate. I think it's important to talk to your legislation and to reach out to the people in power and to see where their ethics and morals align. And if one person can make a huge impact, you just have to be able to take the right steps to start accomplishing your goals. And that is one with education. It starts with letters. It starts with fundraising. It starts with a singular person wanting to make a difference. And so if I want to make a difference in education, I'm going to have to start doing that. I'm going to have to do more than just going into these schools and teaching. I'm going to have to actually get involved in society and see what steps I can take to help these kids more than just teaching.
So, I feel that you got a very good heart, but would you ever imagine that your calling, like inside of you, like teaching, wouldn't help you earn as much as other profession, like in the showbiz or being a supermodel? If one day, okay, if you're going to choose only one, which way would you go for then?
That's actually an easy question for me. Money isn't everything. You got to do what makes you happy. And teaching, education is something that's always made me happy. I've always been a realist, and I understand that the modeling industry and the entertainment industry, I have a timeline. Like, I'm going to get old. I'm going to age. It's not an industry that you can last forever in. And obviously there are the downsides to the industry, but when it comes to education, I don't think I've ever had a downside to education. So if I was to pick, I would teach. If you ever think of my dad's a great guy. He said something, he goes, "Do you think famous people are actually happy?"
No, I don't think so.
My dad he's famous for saying, "I am the luckiest man in the world." My dad is the happiest, luckiest guy in the world. And he doesn't have any fame. He has a beautiful wife, beautiful children, he has a house, he has kids who love him, he has a wife who loves him, he loves his wife. Like, he is the luckiest, happiest man in the world. And so I really do emulate my life after him, where fame won't bring you happiness. You gotta be happy with the people around you, with what's in your brain and your heart, not what the external appearances. This doesn't last forever.
Okay, understand. So you've been in New York, okay, a big city, and Wall Street is over there as well. So if someone gives you like a keyword capitalism, um, what definition or what do you think to say about this?
I have a more positive outlook on capitalism than your typical most people. Capitalism to me means if you work hard, you get what you reap in return. So if you work hard, you get the benefits from working hard. The amount of effort you put in is the amount of effort you get out. Capitalism definitely gives me a chance to dabble in all types of industries. I don't have to stay in one. I have the freedom to bounce back and forth. Obviously, it has its problems, as does any governmental structure or society. It's not perfect. There's a lot of corruption in capitalism, but at the end of the day, capitalism has helped me work my way to where I am today through hard work and dedication. Like, I've been able to save up money. I've been able to buy the things that I want. I've been able to travel where I want to travel because of the society I live in.
So, some fans asking, have you ever tried some Miss Universe Thailand keywords? Is it hard for you?
I think the hardest keyword Miss Universe Thailand is the one Tarina had, because even I was stumped on that. I was like, I don't know what that is, but you have your traditional words like leadership, strength, and just those basic words like that. They're not basic because if you can't articulate what they mean to you and what they mean to society, you're going to struggle with the questions. But I have very strong stances and strong opinions that I've been studying for the last 7 years of my life.
So it's okay for you. Normally, it's quite okay for you.
Yeah. Keywords are normally very simple for me to formulate something in my brain and to articulate it well.
Okay,
So.
very good. So I think this lady probably is someone know you well because she said, "Peppy, I see you." Her name is Guy Makeup. Is she ever related to you? It seems like she know you. Peppy,
So I've worked in the fashion world a lot in New York. So I worked with a lot of makeup artists and I worked with a lot of hair artists.
Okay.
And all of them are amazing people, and I have amazing support from just the networks I've made over here. So they're the makeup artists. I want to thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I can't even explain how happy and how grateful I am for everyone in these comments.
You know, it's actually the live audience is at my maximum, at my page maximum. Okay, 2,100 something. Okay, my page wouldn't be able to absorb more. Okay, so it's reached the maximum limit with your present. Congratulations. Okay, you got 2,100 something. Okay, live watcher in my program. All right, I think it's good. It's good. Okay, so mind you, if I pick this question from the fans, you entitled to answer or not answer. Okay, what do you think about Thai politics?
So I have to tread very lightly when I talk about Thai politics, because the culture in Thailand is very different than the culture in the United States. Yes. Very, very different. I do need to study up more on Thai politics, but what I understand is that basically the military, it's under a militia regime for the most part. The military runs it for the bulk of it, and they do a decent job. They do a pretty good job at keeping the people happy and giving the people what they want. They have been having a lot of protests lately. I haven't really looked into that yet. I don't feel comfortable speaking on it without educating myself more on it. And I do know that the Thai people respect and revere their king. And it's taboo to speak ill on anything regarding him or anything regarding the family, which is it's valid. It's 100% valid. The Thai people are very proud people. They love their country, and it's hard to speak on politics.
Right, understand. Okay, I think you are very diplomatic. Okay, I think you can survive here very beautifully. All right. Okay, you're very diplomatic. Anyway, I wonder. Okay, another question. You you were born and raised in US, which is the Republican country, but you chose to represent or compete in Thailand, which is under the sovereign king. Okay, so would you feel comfortable when you going to to live here for a longer time, sort of? Have you ever imagined the situation, or when you have been here in reality?
I think it's hard to imagine. So I've traveled a lot. How do I articulate this? I've traveled a lot. Thailand and the United States have numerous similarities. And one thing that is emulated by both countries is the land of the free. For the most part, in both countries, you have the freedom to do and be who you want to be. The big thing about Thailand is respect and self-control and cooperation. So, and that's a lot of ways with a lot of Asian cultures. Is that, first of all, respect is first and foremost the most important thing that you can emulate in the society. Respect your elders, respect your parents, respect the government, respect authority. And for the most part, I do agree with respect is very important. Just on a day-to-day basis, that's important to me in my life. I respect my parents. I respect the people who keep me safe.
Right. Okay, understand. Pepe, this lady said, "Cheer สุดใจ," which means I support you along the way. Okay, คุณพิม Karen Munsen, I think she's Thai. Okay, all right. Thank you indeed for support, Pepe. And
ขอบ
Pepe,
คุณนะคะ
there's a lot of fans would like, probably this lady would come later on, so she wouldn't catch up your Thai. Would you mind to speak Thai a little bit again? She said that can you speak Thai a little bit, this lady? คุณชนะการกองดวง I think.
I really need to find my notes. Sarika, Chonshi, Perpetua. ขอบคุณค่ะ I can literally say where I'm from and stuff. I just can't find my notes.
Okay, Pepper. This is from คุณไก่ make up again. If you okay, if you would be on the Miss Universe stage, mind you now, introduce yourself as a representative from Thailand.
Like
Introduction.
On the Miss Universe stage or on the Miss Thailand stage?
Yes.
Because they would be different. Because I would introduce myself for Miss Universe in Thailand in Thai as well as in English. And then Miss Universe, you would also do the same, but it would just be different.
Yeah.
And I believe the introductions are
just do it, okay? Just do it now, because fans would love to see your reaction. You burst, okay? Thailand! Please do it! Fans wedding. Okay, come on.
Like the Miss Universe Perpetuous. I can't. I'm yelling in my house.
Yes, please.
I don't. Okay. Perpetua Smith.
Okay, come on.
Perpetua Smith, Thailand.
โอเคสำหรับคุณไก่เมคอัพนะครับน้องเปปปี้นะครับก็ได้ introduction แบบ Miss Universe นะให้เลยนะครับน่ารักมากๆhow many times have you been to Thailand? This is from คุณจุธามาสายสุวรรณ Thai fans.
I've been to Thailand twice. Me and my family went in 2014 15 or 16. Me and my entire family went in either 2006. I think it was 2016. We went for a month. We went to visit family and just experience. The first time I went, we flew into Bangkok. We spent time in Phuket, and we went to Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai, absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I like the woods. I like the jungles. That's my home. Beaches are beautiful. Phuket was amazing. And Bangkok, big city, it reminded me of New York, to be honest. And then the second time I went was to get all my citizenship worked out. So I went in 2017 to make sure to get my passport, to get my birth certificate in Thailand. So there I flew into Bangkok, we went to Pattaya, and then we went to Korat because that's where my grandmother was born, and we had to get all her documents there as well.
Right.
But so I've been twice. We went for a month each time.
Yep. Okay. So this is some advice from, I think he's an expert. Okay. Peter Pete. Okay. He's Thai. He recommends about your styling. He said. You probably look more fabulous if enhancing Asian look. Okay, if enhancing your Asian look, and tend to embrace Thai style a little bit, and you will be very, very fabulous. What do you think?
I definitely currently present myself like the Western world, so I do agree with you. The standards of Thai beauty and the standards of the Western beauty are very different, drastically different. Just the way you do your makeup, the way you stand, the way you approach people is different.
Right.
Different isn't bad though, but it is something that I am going to have to learn when I move to Thailand. So I am going to have to learn the different beauty standards. I'm going to have to learn how to do my makeup differently. But those are all some things that you can learn. I am very much emulating Western beauty standards at the moment with my big eyelashes, my big wings. Whereas
I'm sure, Peppy, I'm sure that when you get here, you probably will be overwhelmed, okay, by a lot of makeup artists, talented. I think there's a lot of people would love to try on your face and help you enhance your styling because you're very pretty. And also this comment from Kunnat Bun Kun. She's so confident. Good luck, girl. Okay. Oh, that's a very good comment indeed. And from Kun Titikon Wandi Love, and this one from your fan page Perpetua Family. Kon look. I'm quite not sure in English. Sort of goosebump. I think it's goosebump. Goosebump.
How do you say that? Kunlu?
Kon look. Yes, goosebump. Like hair standing sort of. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yeah, it's goosebumps.
Yep, that's right, that's right. And Kun Titikon said, fabulous, you fabulous. And also, I think this very good question from Kun Thanawat Supaun. What is your weakness?
My weakness?
Yes.
So, I am a very self-reflective person. I am very self-aware of my weaknesses. My major and most debilitating weakness is I get overwhelmed. I'm actually an introvert. I struggle to talk to people. I struggle in interviews. I know it's hard to see, but internally I am very nervous. And it does exhaust me both mentally and physically. But it's something I work on every day. Something I've learned to mask. But I do get overwhelmed really easily. At the end of the day, I need time by myself to compose myself, to spend time alone, and to reflect on what I did during the day, and just to have time by myself because people are exhausting to me.
Right. So I think it's this is a very good compliment from fans. Kun Nat Bun Kun. He said that when he saw you in my program, he can feel, he can see คุณแทนธัญญา in yourself. คุณแทนธัญญา is a very intelligent beauty queen in Thailand, and she performed really well, okay, on the world stage. And Kun Nat said that from what your personality in my program is reflect, you know, is reflect Kun Tan Tanya in his memory, in his memory. Okay, so it's very compliment from him. All right, and also Kiwi Kunat ปังมาก means sort of excellent. and also your personality quite made people remind of Kun Thatayang. Kun Thatayang is a superstar singer in Thailand. Okay, and also your fan page said please support Peppy. Okay, and คุณบุษบาน้องพูดไทยได้นิดหน่อยนะครับแต่จะพูดได้มากขึ้นนะถ้าสมมติน้องเข้ามาที่นี่นะครับ and also คุณชนาคาร also prophet okay he supported you he said I'm supporting this lady she's the one who have a great passion and you always be yourself very authentic okay and also Kun Busaba recommend you to I'm not into beauty all right I'm quite not sure if I use the right word like to highlight your eyebrow in the new style
So more highlighter?
Yeah, it's not all right. I'm quite not sure what vocabulary should I use for makeup artist or makeup artistic. He recommend you to to design a new style of eyebrow sort of.
Mm-hmm. I do
But
need to get my eyebrows done.
But another one said that I really love your eyebrows.
Thanks. I need to get them done. I haven't gotten them done in a while.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Pepe, would you mind to say hi to my friends? He's a very great reporter in Pageantry. His name is Phil Pugeda from Philippines, but he actually live in USA. Okay. He actually work for Mixologist. Okay. He's a very reputable journalist. Would you mind to say hi to Phil, please?
Hi, Phil. How are you? Thank you so much.
โอเค so สำหรับแฟนๆนะครับโอ้ต้องขอบคุณมากๆเลยตอบคำถามฉลาดใช่ไหมน้องก็น่ารักมากนะครับแล้วก็อยากให้น้องแนะนำตัวพูดถึงประวัติการศึกษาของน้องหน่อยคืออันนี้น้องพูดไปแล้วนะครับตอนต้นรายการเลยนะครับนะขอบคุณมากๆเลยที่เข้ามาดูน้องนะครับwatch more passion to okay recommend some recommendation from guru expert okay from my friend Phil he recommend you to watch more pageant too
Yeah, after watching the Miss Universe pageant and the Thai like Miss Universe Thailand, they were structured very differently. But it's a good way to learn of how the girls present themselves and how you're supposed to speak and walk and stand.
Right. Okay, Phil. Actually, Peppy still residing in US. Okay. She New York. She actually in upstate New York. Okay. She born and raised in New York. So she going to travel to Thailand within 3 months. So you can support her. Okay, through her sponsorship program. Okay. You can become her fans like me. Alright. And also, Kun Chanakan. He ready to support you in every way. All right. And also, Kun Kiwi can't wait to see you. All right. And also from Phil again. Now I remember you. Okay, from my friend. He said I remember her, Miss Teen USA New York. Is that correct?
Yeah, I competed for Miss Teen USA in 2015. I placed in the top 10.
Okay, Phil. Okay, Phil, you're correct. All right. Do you want to train her, Phil? Are you, Peppy? Are you open for any training sponsorship? By the way.
I actually do have a team that's helping me in Thailand right now. I've been told to keep it as confidential as I can.
All right.
I do have walking coaches. I do have a fitness coach. There are people that are helping me over there.
Okay.
But until I have everything like in line and official, I was told to keep as much as I could confidential.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I think I'm very candid person. Okay, don't feel like being encroached by my question. I think your answer is very good. So people knew that you already got a team. Okay, so you are safe. All right, and also it's quite controversial, but someone would love to get your idea. What do you think about Thai girls love to have white skin or pale skin? I mean, light skinned.
So whitewashing, technically, I think that's what that's called. Um, there is historical background to that.
Mm,
The culture in the countries in Asia versus versus the United States are very different. The United
mm,
States, obviously, they like the tan, the dark skins.
mm,
Whereas in Asia, in a lot of countries in Asia, they tend to whitewash. But there is historical significance behind that.
mm,
Um, Way back when, even now, if you were tan or you had darker complexions, it meant you worked
mm,
outside in the fields. And if you were pale, it
mm,
meant you had the privilege of not needing to work or you worked indoors and you didn't have to work out in the fields. And
mm,
that's why the paler skins were more desired because it was more of a status symbol.
mm,
Obviously, things in the 21st century have changed. Skin color is
mm,
surpassing the idea that it is a status symbol
mm,
because you can have natural melanin in your skin.
mm,
Um,
mm,
that's normal, especially for olive skin
mm,
colors. My mom is of olive complexion. She is darker than me. I am only as pale as I am today because my dad is white. Um,
mm,
but when I do tan, I haven't
mm,
been out in the sun in 7 years, if I'm being honest. Because I'm just between school, between work. I haven't been to the beach. I haven't been out tanning, and I don't have the desire to tan. I'm also the sun's bad for your skin, but
yes.
um, the only reason I am as pale as I am is because of half of my ancestry is white.
Mm,
However, if I am to go out in the sun and to tan,
mm,
I get a very deep olive complexion and I don't look white anymore.
mm.
Um,
Understand.
but
So, okay. So, right. How? Okay. Um, last last suggestion from fan. Okay, คุณมาลัย คุณมาลีใจแก้ว you should watch the Miss Universe pageant from the past until now to study, okay, for studying, um, like for improving um, your pageant training sort of. And also from this guy, he said, oh, it's actually a very long life. We're going to end, okay, we're going to end,
oh, it's
promise.
been 2 hours. Oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock over there.
No, I mean, I'm very happy. How do you feel? Do you feel that's too long for you, Peppy? As far as we go here.
I like talking to you. I like you. You're nice. You make
Thank
things
you.
easy. You're easy to talk to, and you make me
Yeah,
feel comfortable.
yeah, thank you indeed. And สำหรับแฟนๆนะครับนี่เป็นนานใช่ไหมแต่ว่าน้องเขาน่ารักนะน้องเขาแฮปปี้ and also you need to say hi to this lady. She very special, and she also used to be my guest. And she probably going to be your peer in Miss Universe Thailand. Eva Kusil, okay. Can't wait to meet you. She from Texas. She's Thai, okay. She's Thai. She from
Sarita,
Texas. Uh huh.
hello.
Uh
I'm so
huh.
excited to meet you.
Right. She like you. She very intelligent. She studies psychology, and she used to be in my program. And luckily, she used to join my interview program with Miss Earth USA, Melissa Page Butler, which after that she won Miss Earth Air 2021. Okay, so she actually famous. Eva, you lucky. And also, you're also famous as well. All right, Pepe. A lot of fans look forward to see you. Also, me, and definitely. You have any kind word to all the fans worldwide watching you and me tonight, and definitely any supporting of my program and myself, please.
Absolutely. I do want to say a few things. I want to say thank you to everyone who supports me and all your love and support. I get messages from everyone every day, from people around the world. It's amazing. I've never had this much global support before, and it's very uplifting and very promising. It's amazing encouragement I do need to make such a big leap in my life. I thank you all for that. I do want to say a special thanks to Ko. She has been very welcoming. It's been amazing. And the people she has on her channels are amazing human beings, and she's doing a great job at just getting positive energy out into the universe, because that's what we need more in life and in the global environment, especially with what's going on today. She's a beacon for hope, for love, and for passion. She helps people share who they are, what they want to do, and to have a platform that helps support people is an amazing thing. And I want to say thank you for that. You're an amazing human being, and I hope you keep doing what you're doing, because
Yes.
without
Thank
you,
you. Thank you indeed. And shout out loud, please. Mind you to shout out loud about my channel and my IG. So at least your fans would follow me, or your family would follow me.
yes, please follow KP1 Worldwide. The Instagram is, can you pronounce that for me? What?
Panasa.
Ko
Panasa.
Panans. Sorry, repeat that.
Panasa.
Panansa.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
That's the right pronunciation. That's
Panansa.
also
Please follow her. And on Facebook, on Instagram. She does amazing live interviews. They're such an enjoy to watch. I will be tagging all of her links on my social media today, so please share.
Thank you indeed. Actually, I'm very overjoyed, okay, for your presence in my program, because I've been following you for a long time. I appreciate you. I mean, aside your beauty, I'm really into your determination and your hard working, especially education. I really love Beauty Queen who study hard and excel academically, which you fit in the type that I admire. Okay, so I do really supporting you all the way, Peppy. Okay, and also for the fans, I wish that you fulfill your wish to have a Peppy in my program. Everyone just happy tonight. There's a lot of people joining. 2,000, almost 2,200. Okay, live watcher. It's just maximum limit of my platform. Okay, it can't go beyond that. If it can be 10,000, I think it's going to be 10,000. I'm sure. Okay, so and lastly, Peppy, would you mind before we going apart? I'm a openly LGBTQ, okay? I'm openly gay. So would you have any encouraging words for all LGBTQ member throughout the world nowadays?
Yes, I do. Keep fighting for what you believe in. You're allowed to love who you love. You're allowed to be who you are and do what makes you happy. It's no one else's business. or no one else is concerned what you do or who you love. It's your happiness is what's important.
Yeah.
I promise you'll get there. If your
Yep. Yep.
acceptance is one thing.
Yep, we still here, okay, in Thailand. We still striving for same-sex marriage. Okay, we haven't got there yet, but we expecting to get it so soon. I wish, okay, because I perceive it's a basic right, and it's going to endorse a lot of right for our community. All right, to be as equal as heterosexual human being. All right. And thank you, Perpetual Family page. Definitely, we are a same family, okay? And we're going to share information about Pepe, all right? Don't you worry. And also, this fan come very late, okay? She said, please interview in Thai language. Thank you. Okay. So, waiting for Pepe to come down to Thailand and learn more Thai, all right? If she ready to speak Thai in interview, mind you to be back in my program again when you're ready with Thai or when you're ready again, Pepe.
Yes, I'll be back with
All
more
right.
knowledge of the language.
All right. Thank you. And also, I think this one is probably your cousin, Kun Chakra Iem Un. He said that see you at the airport, my niece. He said that. So I'm quite not sure if someone from your family or not. All right. So for all the fans, thank you indeed for tonight. I would love to speak in Thai first. Okay. ขอบคุณแฟนๆคนไทยมากนะครับที่วันนี้เข้ามานะครับคือวันนี้มีแฟนหลายชาติอยู่แล้วนะแล้วขอบคุณมากเป็นวันที่ก็แฮปปี้มากเพราะว่าแฟนคนไทยเนี่ยเข้ามาคอมเมนต์เยอะนะคะต้องขอบคุณมากๆเลยก็ขอให้สนับสนุน Perpetual Smith นะครับต่อไปนะครับน้องมีความตั้งใจมากๆแล้วก็น้องเป็นคนฉลาดแล้วก็เป็นคนที่ well organized มากๆนะครับแล้วเป็นคนที่ self reliant ก็ชอบอะปังอะนะคืออยากให้เนี่ยแหละแบบผู้หญิงไทยที่มันแบบไปบนเวทีได้อะคือ well equipped อะคือสามารถแก้ปัญหาเฉพาะหน้าตัวเองได้นึกออกไหมครับมีความแบบ confidence ในตัว self assertive อย่างเงี้ยมันดีนึกออกไหมครับแล้วก็ well prepare น้องเขารู้ว่าน้องเขาต้องทำอะไรมีการวางแผน1 2 3ก็แฮปปี้มากๆเลยนะที่จะสนับสนุนน้องเขาก็ขอให้แฟนๆมาร่วมเชียร์นะครับ Miss Universe Thailand 2022 aspirants okay Perpetua Smith and please follow her at her IG @perpetua.smith okay and Perpetua let me know when you're going to arrive here okay I'm going to support you and wish that we're going to see each other one day and please give me time to treat you some dinner okay or some lunch we can be friends okay and you're very nice and I wish you got a very big fan base here okay so Elijah thank you indeed your message has been passed to Perpetual and he said that he has been supporting you since last year okay and now he has been waiting for you to come to Thailand and he's going to throw all his support to you คุณอิริจา alright I show you here okay คุณอิริจาครับโอ้ได้ส่งเมสเซจไปถึงคุณอ่านให้ฟังแล้วนะคุณเพปเปอร์นะ and also lastly indeed Pepe would you mind to say hi to your mom your Thai mom no I just would like to pass my hello to your mom okay when you meet her just say that I'm say hi to her and I'm very glad indeed that she raised up a very healthy and very intelligent lady and I'm very glad that she has her daughter to fulfill her dream of becoming a pageant queen okay as long as I read your bio I'm very proud of you okay and I'm very proud of your mom as well I wish that she going to visit Thailand and if I got a chance I'm going to meet her as well okay thank you indeed for tonight ขอบคุณนะครับแล้วก็สวัสดีคุณแม่ด้วยนะครับนะที่อนุญาตให้น้องเพปเปอร์มาสัมภาษณ์ and thank you your manager okay that's allow you to be in my program and thank you everyone for tonight and I'm very ecstatic and very enjoy. Okay, for all experience tonight indeed. Thank you, and Peppy, see you around. Okay,
later
thank you.
thank you ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณนะครับ see you bye bye
bye
This can't stop. What happened? Hang on.